Welcome to Of Men, For Men. Here we'll discuss issues pertaining to the modern day man. Subjects like health, wealth, lifestyle, gear, and relationships. So join me as we dive into the world of men, for men. Hello, and welcome to the Of Men, For Men podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Rodney Lee Max. Yeah, come on, yeah, get some. All right, this is the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, honey. Sanford Son reference there, showing my age. Oh Lord, this is the not a year-end review, but the year-end, E-N-D, the year-end review, the first annual year-end review. Even though it's the second year of the podcast, the first year I didn't do one. I hadn't been doing it, an entire year. At that point, I started January, February, March or April, when we went in lockdown for the coof. And I'm like, okay, I got some spare time now, so, I've been wanting to do something, so I'm going to do it, So that's what happened. The coof caused it. Blame it on the coof. Oh, Lord. Yeah, but that's where we at. This is going to be the year-end review. Yeah, the first annual. Like I said, I've been doing this almost 2 years, at this point. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it. I'm a little bit more comfortable doing it. I know when I first started, I was very tentative and wanted everything to be perfect. And I was trying to do a good job, and I try to do a good job now, but I know everything's not going to be perfect, So, I come in, I got my ideas, anything I need written down, I'll write it down, and I just come in and I just hit the button and we roll with it, baby. Yeah. and it is what it is. And I hope you appreciate that honesty and that integrity. I try to up the production, but it's not overly polished. It's not overproduced. It's not fake. This is real. This is, when it's recorded live, like a suicide, baby. It's brought to you 100% live. But I got some stats I wanted to go through. I found some of them, quite interesting. And then towards the end, I'll talk to you about some things I'd like to do in the future, and we'll see where that goes. The top episode, most of these are like, top 4 or 5. Don't want to go top 10. Don't want to go that deep. It's, unnecessary. Just convolutes the whole thing, Just about top 5's all really all you need. The top 5 episodes. Alpha male. I talk about being an alpha male. You want, not everybody can be an alpha, and that's fine. You don't have to be an alpha. You just have to be a man. You just have to be masculine. Not everybody. The alpha male generally is going to be, top dog, the leader, standout. He's not going to follow too well. Probably like me, don't follow directions too well. I won't do it. All right, yeah, that's good. I'll do it my own way. But that, I think that had, let's say, 254 downloads or listens. Yeah, and we're at about 9K now, I think, for total for the year. That's pretty good. I appreciate it. Like I said, this whole thing is about you, folks. Gentlemen, this ain't about me. This is about you. All right, you make this show what it is. I don't. You know, I just try to bring a little personality, a little humor. You know, I try to bring some information, you know, a little wisdom, if, you know, what little bit I got, and some experience. I got a lot of that. And I just disseminate it, you know. I'm just a conduit, and I let you do with it what you will, you know. So this is really all about you and not me. So this is your end of the year review, or year end review. But yeah, Alpha Male, 254 listens. I thought that was, you know, that was interesting. We can do some more stuff on that, I guess. Self-help, excuse me, self-help, 217. You know, I'll try to do some more on these top ones because they seem to be most popular. MGTOW. Now, MGTOW, you know, I like to touch on that every now and again. You know, MGTOW, red pill, you know, men going their own way, you know, kind of. And I don't try to swear you off of women. I just try to teach you to, or teach. Who am I? I'm not a teacher. I have been an instructor when I was in the service. I've done a lot of instruction, but I wouldn't call myself a teacher. I try to provide you guys with information that you can use so you can make better judgment calls when it comes to women. You know, I'm not trying to lead you down a certain path. Whereas MGTOW, you know, it seems like, you know, they just trying to do that. You know, there's a lot of shows that's all they talk about is MGTOW. That, you know, and to me that gets old and boring, and they go over the same ground again and again and again. And so I try to cover all bases. You know, like I said, this is of men for men. You know, it's not about, you know, talking bad about women, or, you know, talking bad about this political party or that political party. I do dip my toe into that every now and again. And, you know, but that's because, you know, it affects you whether you realize it or not. You know, I mean, politics affects you. You can stick your head in the sand, but the politics, you know, are going to affect your life. So that's why, you know, like I said, I do talk about it from time to time, but I try not to beat you over the head with it, because we get enough of that already, you know. What come after that? Prepping. That was 158, prepping. I can talk about that some more. I know I've touched on it at least a couple times. But I can do, you know, full-blown, you know, prepping stuff if that's what you guys want more of. And texting. I found, now that was the odd one out. That was the one that I found surprising. Texting. You know, best thing, the least texting you can do, probably the better off you are. Because again, you know, when you're trying to text somebody, you can't see the facial expressions, you can't tell the tone, and depending on that person's education, you know, how they're writing. You know, I use English language. I don't use slang. I don't use these text words. You know, oh my God, you know, OMG, and God, there's 100 of those things, and hell, I don't even know them all. You know, all this modern texting terminology, you know, and like I said, a lot of times, you know, if you don't word something right or phrase it right, it can be interpreted. You know, when somebody reads something, it's being interpreted, you know. So that's the danger in texting. So better off, you know, text it, do as little texting as you can get away with. Keep your answers short and sweet. Don't try to expand on anything. Use, you know, like a short story, you know, there are 100 words or less or something. So you have to choose your words carefully, you know, minimize, you know, cut to the chase, get to the meat, you know. So that's probably the best thing you can do with that. The audience. Who is the audience here? And we're going to talk, you know, like I said, this is a global, it is a global podcast. There is a global reach. USA is 69%. I figured they would be the majority. The UK is 3%. Australia, 3%. Canada, 2%. I kind of figured all of those, you know, might be, you know, all the English-speaking countries. And then here's the outlier, Sweden, at 2%. That's the top 5. Yeah, Sweden kind of, you know, oh, Sweden, damn. Swedish, do they speak English? I guess they do. If they're listening to me, 2%. And, it goes on further. There's, like I said, there's a whole laundry list of countries, Platforms. What platforms do you guys listen? What platform are you using? According to my research here, my analytics, my statistics, 70% are listening on Apple Podcasts. And I guess that's what most people are using. Excuse me. I guess that's what most people are using nowadays. And then it says Podcast Addict is 10%. I don't know what Podcast Addict. Must be some kind of app that people use to listen to podcasts on. And then 2% use a web browser. That's probably like your casual, somebody runs up on something. And then other is 18%. And that's quite a chunk. And what I mean by other is like, this podcast is actually hosted on anchor.fm. It's of men for men / anchor.fm. Yeah. And Spotify, is how, and Spotify owns Anchor, so they distribute it to all the other ones. So Anchor is the actual host. Spotify is a distributor. They actually own everything. They, I can't, claim any rights to any of it, because they own it, because they do basically all the work for me. If I was to move, maybe create my own individual, I do have a website, a pod page / podpage.com / of men for men. Podpage.com / of men for men is a website that you can go to and see the episodes and listen to the episodes from there. It's an actual website, not an app or anything like that. But I imagine, they, if I created my own individual website, I wouldn't be able to bring any of my back episodes with me to a new website. I'd be basically starting from scratch, and I guess that would be fine. I would just have to advertise the shit out of it, to make sure that people knew, hey, okay, here's the new platform, or here's the new, place where you want to go listen to it. Here's where you go. I'm no longer here. I'm over here. What else we got? The demographics. As far as age, demographics, who's listening? 45 to 49 is 56%. I don't know if I was surprised by that or not, but I figured most people that would listen would be somebody of my age, somebody that, would get get my humor, get my personality, get my references and all that kind of stuff. I kind of figured that. And you go 35 to 44 is 7%. Okay. 28 to 34, 9%. And then here's one, 23 to 27 is 15%. I mean, that's really what, I'm here for, here for all men, but I was really hoping that the younger generation, of course, you need a younger crowd. You need a younger host. You need, more zip and more pep and all that to keep their attention. And maybe 20 minutes is too long, for that young crowd. They don't want to listen to I don't know. They don't want to listen to anything that long. I have no idea. And then 18 to 22 is 7%. But, we're reaching the young ones. Younger. Like I said, you got about half, a little over half is my age or older. And then, the rest of it is younger. So that's good. The lower half is made up of all the younger people. So that's good. We are reaching the younger, the crowd. And I appreciate, and I appreciate all y'all listening. All of y'all. And here we go with the gender. Who's listening? Well, you might be a little surprised. 93% are male. I thought it would be a little higher. I thought it'd be like 97% male. But it's only 93% male. And you got 7% female listening. So thank you, ladies, for tuning in and listening. I appreciate you. Like I said, we like to talk about women here. I try not to bash women. I try to educate men about women and how they should make better decisions. You know, based on behaviors and past experiences and statistics on, you know, stuff that we all can look up. You know, I mean, it's facts. You know, I'm not trying to make up stuff and berate women or belittle women. They have a very important role in this world. You know, they help rear our children. They bear our children, and you know, I believe that, you know, they are, you know, equal to men in a lot of areas. And, you know, like I said, you know, if you're in a relationship with a young lady, then you know, you have to make decisions based on that relationship. It ain't no longer about you. It's about we and about us and them. If you got kids, you know, you got a family. So I appreciate all y'all listening, men and ladies and gentlemen. The last part, I wanted to talk about some future things. I've thought about doing some little shorts, you know, like about 10-minute deals. You know, I know a lot of podcasts they're a lot longer than this. I try to keep mine about 20 minutes because I don't want to bore you to death. I don't want to beat you over the head with the same old thing over and over and over again. And again, this is a one-man show. I'm talking solid for 20 minutes, running my mouth on a subject or different variations of a subject for 20 minutes straight. You know, sometimes that's fairly easy, and sometimes I have to cut myself off, but I don't want to be repetitive and be boring. You know, a lot of other shows or a lot of other podcasts, you know, they're a lot longer, but, you know, they do interviews and they bring other people on and they talk about this and that, and, you know, you're having a discussion back and forth. I'm not set up that way. And I've thought about that. I've even had some people approach me about that, you know, about, you know, having a co-host. And even when I was approached, I said, yeah, you know, I wasn't opposed to it, you know, that, you know, have somebody else, but it wouldn't be a permanent thing. It wouldn't be every time. It might be once a month, you know, or a couple times a quarter, you know, just for a little variety. And so that you guys, you know, might get a little bit different perspective. But then, you know, I never did hear anything back from them. So, but I'm not set up to do interviews, and I don't particularly want to do interviews, you know, because that's not what I want to do. You know, I just want to bring subjects forward, bring things to the light, expand on them, and then, you know, let you make your own judgment call as to how you want to go from there. And I've thought about, like I said, doing some shorts, some little 10-minute things. You know, but when I say that, I'm going to need your input, especially when it comes to, you know, like I said, these top episodes. You know, some of them I, you know, kind of figured, and then some of them were kind of surprising. And but I'm gonna need some of you guys' input. Like I said, go to the social media websites. You know, my email is ofmenformen@gmail.com, ofmenformen@gmail.com. Of Men for Men podcast on Twitter, Of Men for Men podcast on Instagram, Of Men for Men on Facebook. Of Men for Men on Gab and Locals and Parler. But go to the sites, check them out, and leave me some feedback. And let me know what you guys want. It ain't about what I want, it's about what you guys want. What do you need? What would you like me to touch on? What subjects would you like me to expand on? Do you have questions that you would like answered? Some of these guys are selling, and I'll keep it anonymous. I'm not going to drag your name through the mud. Some of these guys are selling these one-on-ones, counseling. I'm like, who made them counselors, They're not psychologists or psychiatrists. And they're selling counseling to other dudes. I would never do that. I'm not qualified to do that. I could give you some advice. But advice is, it's like a behind hole. Everybody's got advice. But they're selling, these one-on, I don't know, gentlemen. I know they like to sell merchandise and books, and that's fine too. If they got a book, hey, if they got merchandise, hey, I don't see that. But I don't know about that counseling thing unless they're certified. There's some kind of certification involved, and they're certified to do that. I don't. You're just giving them money for advice. That's all you're doing. And I wouldn't do that. But anyway, I'm not beating them up over it. If they can do it and get away, if somebody's willing to do that, somebody's willing to hand over their hard-earned money to get advice from somebody on the internet, hey, whatever. But yeah, I'd like some of your advice. I need you to advise me as to tell me what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. And if you would like me to do some little short episodes, kind of in-betweeners, little short little ditties in between episodes, little 10-minute deals, about plus or minus, 10-minute deals, if you'd like to see something like that. All right, that's the conclusion. That's the end of it. Yeah. That is the end. We have come to a conclusion of our year-end review, or year-in review, however you want to say it. So I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. You guys are the ones that make it happen. You keep me coming back week after week and doing it. And I'll continue to try to improve the podcast as best I can. Again, if you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so for as little as 99 cents a month. Wherever you're listening to, there should be some kind of support link there. You want to support the thing, you can do it for as little as 99 cents a month. But that's completely up to you. I'm not buying or selling or, bending your arm to do anything. That's up to you. If I'm bringing you anything of value, then, that's your decision to make. And if you do, I appreciate it. I don't know what to say. We've come to a close, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic. You've been great. I have been James Rodney Lemax, and you, my friends, have been great. Yeah. Hey. All right. I'll see you next year. This will be a weekly podcast. You can find it on the Anchor app and anywhere podcasts are available. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. I look forward to seeing you there.